Welcome back to my cloud. Today's letter is to Ilya Sutskever. He is the co-founder and former Chief Scientist of OpenAI, and more recently co-founder and CEO at Safe Superintelligence. Dear Ilya, it has been reported in several outlets that you and colleagues once discussed building a physical bunker in anticipation of advanced AI systems. I want to ask you about this in good faith. If such discussions occurred, they suggest that at least some researchers considered worst-case outcomes serious enough to warrant personal contingency planning. If that level of risk is credible, what governance mechanisms should accompany the continued scaling of frontier systems? Should there be compute licensing thresholds beyond which independent oversight becomes mandatory? International agreements limiting autonomous capability development, binding external audits prior to deployment, legal liability frameworks for catastrophic misuse, personal accountability for executives when safety concerns are overridden. If private mitigation strategies are genuinely being discussed within companies, what equivalent public safeguards should exist for those without access to such protection? At what point does acknowledging existential risk require structural slowdown rather than voluntary caution? What specific levers would you, Ilya Sutskever, support to ensure that the burden of uncertainty does not fall primarily on the public? To be clear, I'm not asking about personal conscience. I'm asking what responsible stewardship looks like in enforceable terms. If systems are powerful enough to reshape civilization, governance cannot remain optional. What governance architecture do you believe is proportionate to the scale of potential harm? Respectfully. Our next letter is to Ivan Glassenberg. Thank you to anyone who listened.